who work, pay taxes, raise families, and live here. This is the Jake Underwood Show on Cleveland's AM 1420. The Answer.
Hello and good morning. Welcome into the Jake Underwood Show right here. AM 1420, The Answer, 102.9 FM. We are on X, we are on Rumble, we are on YouTube. I am Jake Underwood. The man behind the glass is Mr. Seth Williams. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my friend.
How's it going back there?
A-okay.
Yeah?
It's Friday.
It is Friday. And that means that it's Open Lines Ohio. We'll talk whatever you want whenever you call. And to the people that are not in Ohio, you can still call and talk whatever you want whenever you call. That's the way that works. We got some stuff. LA's got a new proposal. To put it bluntly, LA is proposing possible homeless sex shacks to be put around the city.
Well,
yeah, we'll talk about that. A flock camera meeting in San Diego. Very funny clip. It's going around. Somebody dressed as Darth Vader. We'll play that for you. East Cleveland is pausing pot.
what do you mean?
Well, we'll talk about it.
Right.
And then the debt is now $40 million in 40 trillion. Trillion with a T. Trillion. And Seth and I, before the show, we were kind of talking about it, and he's like, "Well, what would actually happen? What does that mean? Because wasn't it a big deal when it hit 30, and wasn't it a big deal when it that we have it at all?" So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the hypothetical of why it matters, what could happen with this debt if it keeps piling up, and of course tomorrow, the Browns are playing the Bills. Shedeur Sanders gets the start. Seth and I are your football experts here on this show because we're the only ones on the show. And so we will talk about that. We'll break that down for you. I mean, really, there's no other way to start it off. I think we have to talk about the LA shacks. I think that's the way that it goes. Is this the definition of a love shack? Is that what they meant when they had the song there? Is that what this is?
Absolutely it is.
I mean, I would think so. Yeah, L.A., they're opening its new tiny home village in Sun Valley. And it's in an attempt to help people transition out of homelessness. How about that? The project is part of a larger plan to build more than 500 tiny homes across the city. That's according to Mayor Karen Basula, if you remember Spencer Pratt and what he was running on. This is actually crazy what they're talking about doing here. But I got to play this. This is from a city meeting. This is just, it's crazy. So they were sitting here. This is the LA city clerk talking about what they plan to do.
Consider a pilot program for free hygienic sexual relief clinics, primarily serving the homeless and unhoused. This means equality. It means private sexual relief through masturbation or, where appropriate and consensual, with a partner, all funded by public tax dollars and managed with professional oversight. It's about allowing the homeless to have the same comforts and privacy that we have today.
So it's a love shack. Literally, if you've seen these tiny homes.
I just sold my house.
Seth's moving to L.A., but if you've seen these, I mean, they have air conditioning. They're basically a shed. It's basically a shed. Some of them have decks, some of them don't, but they have like an AC unit built into the side there. They got 4 windows, 2 on the front, 2 on the back, none on the sides, which I don't know why they got windows at this point. But there's obvious issues with this, but they do not have to pay rent. According to city officials, tiny home villages serve as temporary transitional housing where formerly unhoused people can receive operational services. I don't know what. I mean, are they hiring people to do this? Provided by a contractor. That's a new business. Such as a residential monitoring. Oh, and they also have flock cameras. They get 3 meals a day. So basically, it's jail, but you can leave. But now you can go have your special time, or go have sex in a shack.
You get your conjugal visit.
That's true. That is that is true. The goal. See, this is the funniest thing, because the articles that are being written about this, because I pulled from the LA area, they're saying nothing about it being a special time or sex shack, if you will. It says that the goal is for participants to find stability and eventually move into private housing. They released a statement, and part of that statement said, "These tiny homes represent more than shelter. They represent dignity, stability, and the first step towards permanent housing for our unhoused neighbors."
Don't you feel a little bit more stable after some alone time?
No.
Soothes the brain?
No, not in a shed. Like these houses, it looks like something they would put up after Katrina. These things are crazy. It literally looks like a shed in someone's backyard. I'm showing the stream right now. It looks like a shed in someone's backyard. Like, I grew up in a trailer, but these are this little neighborhood, I guess I'm calling it. Sure. This a village of tiny homes has sprung up on the outskirts of Los Angeles, and they start giving some of the details. The 84 huts, they're only about 70 square feet.
What more room do you need?
Surprised it's not 69 square feet.
Hey.
They were open Monday in the valley there. And
I know we joke,
yes,
but there could be some serious consequences.
Oh yeah, no, this is good. No, this is going to be terrible. I mean, like, all joking aside, we know what this is going to turn into. There's going to be a lot of sexual assault and rape that pop up in these areas now.
It's going to be a drug fueled.
It's going to be drugs,
sex fueled.
It's going to be drugs, sex. What they're going to pay? They're going to use tax dollars to have somebody clean these. They're going to get cleaned. In L.A., they can't even clean a sidewalk to the point that the guy who was running for mayor was going out there with a pressure washer and a stencil, spraying it down, and those were his campaign signs. That's how bad it is. I know. I don't know. Seth, have you been to L.A.? Are you familiar?
I have, yes.
When was the last time you were there?
Oh, it's been a while.
All right, so I was there. I got to think here. Been like 2 years. Yeah, 2 years ago I was there.
And
It's
definitely
awful.
longer than that.
It's
But
awful.
It was bad back then.
Yeah, no, it's awful. Like it's funny because the people that I know that live in that area, they leave and then they come back, and I always told them that their city smells like lilac and pee. That's what LA smells like. It's this weird mixture of pee and lilac. And it wasn't until about a month ago I get a call from somebody who hadn't been there for a bit. They were on the road, and they call me and they go, "I smelled it today." I go, "Yeah?" She goes, "Yeah, I was in West Hollywood. I was out there. There's something going on." She's like, "We were going to like one of the studios out there, and I stepped out. When I got out of the Uber, I smelled it." And I go, "That's L.A. That's what it's like." And now apparently it's going to smell like other things. How
I'll pass
crazy!
on this.
Right? How crazy is that? They're going to put 500 of these up in total. How bad has it gotten? Like, really, how bad has it gotten? And the worst part is, people are excited about this because they don't know what else to do. Like, think about how bad that homeless problem is. Like, look, I know we see like the tent cities and different things like that, and we're like, what is that? Like, this is rough. Could you imagine if the government, if they were actually like sitting there and just, I mean, they're encouraging it at this point.
Maybe it'll be like Jane Campbell's adopt a garbage can. You can adopt a hut.
Did your garbage can go to college yet? Has it been? Is it? Yeah, I mean, maybe, possibly. Someone said free housing, food, and a maid service for the homeless. This is insane. Yeah, that's from the 216. No, I agree with that. I mean, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. But you know what? This is the problem when you start to feed into the victimization mindset, when you just want to be a victim. Because there's two types of that. There's the I am a victim, and there is the I'm making people a victim because I've been good, or I have money, or I have this. This is the kind of thing that happens when you think that you shouldn't have what you have. You make dumb decisions. because you start to you say that it's out of sympathy, but this is the kind of stuff that they do. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we have some people calling in now. It is Open Lines Ohio. We'll talk whatever you want whenever you call. If you have comments about the LA sex shacks, feel free to call in 216-901-0945, or feel free to text in at 866-525-0955. We'll be back.
on AM 1420. The Answer.
Welcome back. No. Welcome back to the Jake Underwood Show. Right here, AM 1420. The Answer. We're talking about how Los Angeles, during a city council meeting, basically, they're talking about how homeless people need sexual relief too. Because of all the things going on in LA, this is the top priority. I'm going to go ahead and play the clip here. This is the LA city clerk talking about how the unhomed, the unhoused people, I assume he talks like that, I don't know. But yeah, here it is.
Consider a pilot program for free hygienic sexual relief clinics, primarily serving the homeless and unhoused. This means equality. It means private sexual relief through masturbation or, where appropriate and consensual, with a partner, all funded by public tax dollars and managed with professional oversight. It's about allowing the homeless to have the same comforts and privacy that we have today.
I would think, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong here. But I would think if I walked up to somebody who was going through that and is homeless at the moment, if I walked up to them and I said, hey, got a job opportunity for you, you know, you got to stay in this little shack for a little bit, maybe you get back on your feet. Or if I went to them and I said, hey, you can have sex over there. I feel like in the moment they might want to go with the sex over there. But I feel like the job opportunity, because here's the thing real quick. We talk about how dirty LA is. If they actually want to fix this up and make sure the city's good and, you know, help the people out, isn't it smart to go, wow, our city is trashed. Why don't we offer these people some of these jobs? They can stay in the shack for the first few months, whatever it is, until they get the money saved up, and then they could get a place, and then we could, you know, still keep them employed, but they can clean up this area of the city, get them that work experience, and then, you know, help with job placement. You have the programs already, and then help them find a job, but help them get back on their feet. No?
Well, I just want to know if they have huts available for guys like me who have been married for 20 years.
Well, do you think that do you think the city will provide protection?
Like sexual protection?
Yeah, well,
condoms and stuff?
Well, yeah, because it's LA. They're not going to offer, like, safety. So
I mean, maybe it probably has, like, a little drawer there or something.
A little drawer? Little vending machine outside each one?
Well, they can't afford it.
That's true. I didn't think about that. Now, imagine, you know, getting on the highway or getting off the highway, you know, they have the people that are standing there with the signs, you know, and now it's going to be like, can I get a quarter for a condom? So that's crazy. You know, it used to be for food. Now they're going to want.
I want to be like, you could look at making jobs for everybody. You could have a guy outside, you know, like one of those pointy signs that they spin around.
Oh boy,
sex hut over here.
I mean, I can't.
They're creating jobs, man.
Well, but that's just it though. Like I'm like common sense approach here. Wouldn't you look at the people and because look, while I was on the campaign, we spoke with a lot of people who had just become homeless. Like when we were in certain cities, I was in Maine, beautiful state. I love that state. It's beautiful. But they had like an encampment there. And I had a few hours and I walked over there. I started talking to people. And I mean, there are some people that it's just like, look, man, the check engine light popped on. That was $1,000 and then this, and now we're here. I couldn't pay rent. So like that kind of stuff, it's like, okay, like I understand that happens. Like those are like at that point, like I said, LA, your city is so dirty. Hire them to clean it up. Don't make sex huts. Nobody's asking for sex huts. I mean, is this something that overwhelmingly these people, like Karen Bass was out there campaigning and they went, hey, you know what we need? And she's like, do you want water? And he went, no, please, no, listen, we need sex huts. I know this sounds ridiculous because it is. One of the best, I got a text on my personal phone here. Somebody said in the 1960s, in the cartoons, in 2026 we'll have flying cars. The reality in 2026 is let's have sex in this government-controlled sex cave.
David called up from Cleveland, said that they're already doing this stuff in Portland, and it's a nightmare.
I believe it. Yeah, well, and plus with Portland Portland, they also legalized every drug as well, like every drug.
Right. You can do anything.
Yeah.
It's a free for all.
Yeah, no, it's just sad. Well, it's just this is what happens when we stop like having morals. Like this is stuff that if once again, and I know I bring it up with technology and stuff, but it's the same premise. It's the same thing. If 30 years ago somebody walked up to you and said, "Hey, LA's going to have homeless sex shacks in the middle of the city," you'd go, "All right, pal. Like, whatever. Okay, sounds good. Put your tinfoil hat on." But it's a reality now. If this is the way that it's going, what is it going to look like in 10 years?
Yeah, it's crazy. We've lost all sense of our way here.
This is actually really bad. This is why I keep saying, like, you want to know why things like communism and, socialists and all that, it's because this stuff is happening. Like, all jokes aside, they're promising taxpayer-funded sex huts in LA. One of the main cities that if somebody from outside of this country goes, "Oh, I want to see what America's all about. Let me go here." One of those cities is LA. And that's going to be the representation of this country. So if you want to know why, like these wacky, like these movements, DSA, whatever you want to call it, it's communism. It's because of stuff like this. And by the way, it's not like every member of the California State House is blue. There's also Republicans there. They need to start stepping up. This stuff's not okay. And also the people there need to step up. This is crazy. Could you imagine if they started talking about this stuff in Ohio? People would lose their minds, as they should.
Down on Playhouse Square, a couple of sex huts.
Somebody said, "Are these sheds hooked up to plumbing, freshwater sewage?" So I'm looking at the photos. It doesn't say here, but I would assume so. I don't know about fresh water, but I would think that there's plumbing there. I mean, there's garbage cans outside, I would hope. Oy, oy, oy. But yeah, they got air conditioning in there. They got little exit signs so people know where to walk. Somebody said, "Do the love shacks have showers in them? A person might need to freshen up a bit before they're doing the deed." I believe they do. I think they have a bathroom in there. Or they have like one of those trailer-type bathroom things that they use for FEMA. It looks like a FEMA camp. Somebody said, "In the spirit of equality, the government should deliver women of the night to my house and to anyone who wants them." That's from the 216. Someone said Swalwell will personally finance a few of these huts. That's funny. I mean, think about it. I mean, this is rough. But yeah, this is a failure on all parts. Like, I know it's really easy to go, "Oh, Blue City, libs," but like this is all of the above here. Like, yeah, they obviously have a little more responsibility than maybe the Republicans in the area because they are the ones in power. But man, like I said, if they announced this in Cleveland, I'd lead the charge down there. I'd be standing up. Oh my gosh, could you imagine the protest? I'd go out there with a loudspeaker and a Bible and just start reading it and hoping that it clicks for someone. This is craziness. This is the Jake Underwood Show. We're going to take a break. Jim, I see you on hold. We'll get to you as soon as we come back from the break. We'll be back right after this.
Live and local. This is the Jake Underwood Show on AM 1420. The Answer.
Welcome back to the Jake Underwood Show right here. AM 1420, The Answer, 102.9 FM. We're on X, Rumble, YouTube, and TikTok. Just search the Jake Underwood Show. We're talking about the L.A. mini-cities for the homeless, which sounds like a very nice thing until you realize that they're being put there, and this is according to the L.A. city clerk, for sex relief. That's the best way to put it. Real quick, want to catch up, I should say, on these text messages. Somebody from the 440, they said, why don't you just dedicate motels? Or, the abandoned buildings. Why are they doing? See, this is the thing. If they wanted to do it properly, they could. But there's an election coming up, and Karen Bass is trying to become mayor again. This is probably going to get her a lot of votes. Because
you think this is going to get her votes?
Oh, absolutely, I do. From the homeless, yeah.
Homeless can vote?
They don't check IDs.
Sure.
Yeah, they don't check IDs. I had to explain to some California friends the way that Ohio elections work, and they were like, "That's incredible." That's why, I know, and believe me, I know we get frustrated talking about elections and different things. But that's and we had him on yesterday. But Frank LaRose, that's why when he was talking about all the stuff that he's done to try to make it secure and everything, he's absolutely right. Because you look at the way that it's handled in other places, and you're just looking, and look, it's not going to be perfect, but you're looking at this, and your mind is blown. It's actually insane. Somebody said that the B-52s need to be the doorbell. We have another one. We have another one from Charles. It says, "Here's the jingle they could use to advertise. No one outsexes the hut. Wonder if Pizza Hut would sue." But no, if they wanted to do this right, they could. Government talks about how they always want to help. I'm going to tell you the way to do it. And I'll tell you, I had somebody the other day on Facebook go, "Jake, you never give solutions. I hear the ads for your show. You never give solutions. Here's your solution." Which, first of all, you shouldn't depend on the guy on the radio to give you solutions, but I'll give you one. We have all these abandoned buildings. We have all these old apartment buildings, not only in Cleveland, but in Chicago, New York, all these different places. So if you actually want to do it right and make it a government program, this is what you do. I'm imagining in my head that basically it's like an old schoolhouse. Okay? It's an old school because, we got some of those in Cleveland too. So what you do, you make sure you have basically a treatment center on the bottom floor. That's where you go for if you need AA, NA, EA, whatever you need, that's where you go to get that treatment. Above it, you turn that into apartments. Because here's the thing, and listen, I don't want the government spending to happen, but if they're going to spend the money, spend it appropriately. So what they need to do then is make those apartment buildings, and then, like I said, there's trash all over the place. There are city jobs, they're sitting there going, "Oh, we can't find workers. Well, then the city should turn around and employ some of these people temporarily until they get their stuff figured out, save up some money, and then they're able to move on. And then at that point, what you do is you have people there. You start working with the job resource centers, Jobs Ohio, whatever, in whatever state. And you have them all work together and you get them on the right track. Because here's the thing. Yeah, the people might not have needed help getting there, but they're going to need help getting out. Because the worst thing that can happen to someone is falling into that victim mindset. And the best thing that we could do to help the people out is to make sex shacks. That's it. We're supposed to help each other out here, and we do. But if the government's going to sit here and act like they're here to help, which I don't trust it, I don't want government money going towards that, but if you're going to do something, actually do something. Work something out that they can learn a trade. They're able to do that. And then give them a discounted loan to go to the school. We need welders. We need plumbers. We need all that stuff. We talk about it all the time. So get them involved in a trade that they can actually learn something. Give their life purpose. The worst thing you could do to someone is make them feel like their life doesn't have purpose. That's a terrible place to be, to make them feel like they can't do anything. They got to have purpose. Give them that. And then watch the success rate of that. Are you going to have some people that it doesn't work? Yeah, you're always going to have that. But watch how that works. And then, put a happy government name on it. Here, if it's in Ohio, call it like Ohio Helping Hands of Happiness. And there you go. Then everybody can come together and they go, wow, look what we did. But it should be happening all over. If the government is going to spend this money, then spend it.
Technically, they're already providing the hands of happiness.
Is that a thing?
And the sheds.
Oh, hey now, whoa, hey.
Yeah. Just saying.
Someone said, is it constitutional to use these flock cameras for these sex huts? Yeah, I don't.
And technically, they're learning a trade while they're in there.
So no IDs means anyone can use the sexcapade rooms. I mean, that's what I'm saying. The two things that are sticking out to me, it's if the government actually wanted to help, which I don't trust the government to ever help, but if they're going to spend that money to try to do something, that's what they need to do. Actually open up a place where you're helping the people get clean, you're doing what you need to do, and then you get them a job, and then they move on. That's it. Give them a government job. A city job, not a government job. And then watch how successful that becomes. And like I said, yeah, you're gonna have failures. You're gonna have things that don't work out in that. But instead of sitting here and providing sex huts, what are we doing? It's so sideways. Oh my goodness, it doesn't make any sense. And you're gonna have people going back to my previous point when Seth was like, "What? This is gonna get her votes?" Yeah, it's gonna get her votes. She's supplying sex rooms for homeless people in a city that has a lot of homeless people.
She's already got my vote.
All right,
I might go there just to vote on this.
Somebody said the people that are in the situation do not want help. These programs are just virtue signaling. That's not true. Nah, that's not true. Now, a lot of them do want help. They don't know where to start. So yeah, that's not true. Someone said, we will know where the STD outbreak comes from. Yeah, check the hut. Let's see. Let's go to Jim. Jim, you're in the air.
Jake, I was listening to the Caravan to Midnight program last night, and I'm sorry to bother you so early in the program, but
no, you're fine.
I got to talk about this.
Okay.
There was a guest on that said that we have a private sector problem. The debt is because of private sector, and I didn't understand what he was talking about. But everything we have here, banking, our energy, oil and gas, our drugs, our manufacturing are all private sector problems. So when we have to kick the can down the, and it's coming in September, I'm going to warn you right now, the left is going to shut the government down and make the Donald, our best president ever since George Washington, look bad. Okay, they're going to kick the can down the road. So we're going to have to borrow from the banking system. 1913, Woodrow Wilson,
right.
We've already discussed that over and over and over. So, 33% of Americans are in debt. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it's what do you want when you gotta have something and you gotta have it now? They don't live within their means. So the left, and when AI comes on, there's going to be even more layoffs, which
Right.
means they're going to destroy the middle class even more.
Right.
So, they're going to blame it on the private sector and the conservatives, because that's what they do. So that's my point today. You think about that. It's the private sector's problem for our debt. That's ridiculous. It's a bloated government. Get rid of all these people that get 3% raises and bennies every single year automatically. Okay, so that's our problem. But they blame it on the private sector. Thanks, Jake.
Yep, Jim, thank you for the call. I think 33% is a little low. With 33% of Americans have debt. I mean, think about it. The moment people are getting out of high school, they're getting debt right away. They're getting debt when they go to college. I actually think that's low. I mean, he's not wrong with what he's saying. But like, really think. I mean, I'm trying to think. Majority of people I know are in debt right off the rip because of college. You're doing what you were told to do. You have to go to college. You have to go to college. You have to go to college. You have to be successful. If you don't go to college, you're not going to be successful. You need that degree. Got to get that 4-year degree. 4-year degree. That's what you got to get. You got to get it. You're not going to be successful if you're not. I mean, that's all I heard going through school. I know that's what a lot of people here going through school now. Got to get that degree. Don't get that degree.
77% of Americans carry some form of debt.
Yeah. No, that sounds right. And what probably I would say majority of that is probably mortgage. You got school debt, and then credit cards. And
it says 23% of Americans are completely debt free.
Wow, good for them.
Good for that.
So, yeah, right? Somebody texted in and said, in all seriousness, if someone gets impregnated in the sex hut and they don't want the child, the government can also turn around and use tax money to eliminate the pregnancy. Like you said, Jake, what a crazy, crazy world. As a wise man once said, and I'll say this before we go to break, I'm living in a world I don't understand. Because I really don't. I really don't. It's really sad. We need responsible people to start speaking up. And listen, I know we're busy. Like that's the main thing. It's like, man, I got to go to this protest. We just got to show up. I don't know. There needs to be like just one giant march, one giant protest for just, can we stop being stupid? An anti-stupid rally. Can we have an anti-stupid rally? Problem is, if we did, I couldn't go. That's the Jake Underwood Show. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue talking about this and some solutions. And we'll talk about the debt a little bit since Jim brought that up. We'll be back right after this. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Jake Underwood Show right here, AM 1420, The Answer. Seth, real quick. So during the breaks, we're live on TikTok, and Seth and I will start debating things. We started talking about Willy Wonka, and the AI summary on the TikTok is debating if Charlie Bucket was a good or bad guy from Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
He was a good guy?
No.
No, dude, listen.
Him and his entire family were lazy schmucks.
Ooh. Stop. That has nothing to do with Charlie Bucket.
Mama Bucket should have been cooking at a restaurant instead of cooking at home.
No. Mama Bucket was working. She was working at the laundromat. She was cleaning all the clothes. That's when Charlie went to go see her.
Obviously didn't make enough money doing it, so find a better job or two.
So that's got nothing to do with her.
And Grandpa Joe sure as heck could get up and do something. He could walk when he got a golden ticket. Until then, he was laying in bed like me with no legs.
No, he was struggling. He had to get the cane. Remember, he fell on Charlie as they were singing about it.
Charlie let him fall. He drank the fizzy lifting drink.
That his grandfather
Against
told
the
him to
rules.
drink. His grandfather, but he gave back the everlasting Godstopper, so that meant that it was okay.
He was no better than Veruca Salt.
Charlie was much better than Veruca Salt. How dare you? Oh, my
We
goodness.
have different opinions.
Yeah, so this is what happens during the break, if you're ever wondering. We just start talking about random things as the numbers plummet on the Rumble. Apologize about that. Back to LA sex shacks.
Oh, there you go.
Shall we?
Numbers.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if one of the texters, if you have an opinion, if you're one of the texters, text in 866-525-0955. With Charlie Bucket, good or bad guy in Willy Wonka?
Just like in Karate Kid, I was telling you. Danielson was a bad guy.
No, he wasn't.
He started the fight with the guy. On the beach, he started the fight to begin with.
He didn't start it. Cobra Kai did by being mean.
No.
Daniel-san.
He should not have
Stood
gotten
up for
involved.
himself.
He should not have gotten involved in their relationship.
No.
Once he did, he asked for what he got.
No.
Then he dumps water. Once everything was left alone, he dumps water on the Cobra Kai while they're just dressed in costumes ready to smoke some weed.
No.
And he's got to dump water on him?
No.
He started it. He should have got his butt kicked.
No. Wow. Why are you so mad at Daniel-san?
I love the movie, but I find him rather annoying, to be honest with you.
Really?
Especially in the new ones, the Cobra Kai. He's really annoying.
Hold on. You're talking about Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, Ralph Macchio is just annoying.
So you just don't like Ralph Macchio?
I do not.
Why? Really?
Yeah, I think he's... I could have kicked that kid's ass.
I
With
don't-
no legs.
I don't think so. I was going to say, buddy, you ain't kicking. Like, what are you talking about? Although yesterday, update on progress, you're doing good. You were walking around with your legs.
I was walking around the entire building of
Yes.
rehab, and I also did some bike yesterday.
Very good.
Recumbent bike.
Yeah, what'd you say? You walked like 80 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. All right. Yeah. So what? I got some people texted in asking about what's LA sex shack. So yeah. Okay. So the way. So what's going on in LA? The footage came out of the LA city clerk where he is proposing that Los Angeles create homeless sex shacks for sexual relief for the homeless. Now that's going to go. That's going to be that. I think that's a terrible idea. I'm going to be completely honest. I think it's a terrible idea. Obviously, you're going to have bad people that take advantage of that. And I'm saying if the government actually wants to do something, which is shocking, but if they actually want to do something, then make it an actual program that helps the people actually get job placement and things, not just somewhere that they could go and have sexual relief in a shack. They look like sheds. They got little AC units. They got a bed, possibly a shower and a toilet, and a few windows. And they're spending tax dollars on it. This is what the LA city clerk had to say about it.
Consider a pilot program for free hygienic sexual relief clinics, primarily serving the homeless and unhoused. This means equality. It means private sexual relief through masturbation or, where appropriate and consensual, with a partner, all funded by public tax dollars and managed with professional oversight. It's about allowing the homeless to have the same comforts and privacy that we have today.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy that this is where we've gotten.
He did say primarily for the homeless and unhoused. Does that mean they're fair game for any of us?
That's I don't know. I don't know. I hope it's just a proposal and it doesn't go any further. I hope that there are people that are sitting there going, this isn't even close to being right. We actually need to, if we're going to help them, let's actually help them and get, send them to a trade school or we have all these abandoned buildings. I'll tell you what, how about you go to the motels that have all of these quote unquote businesses that Nick Shirley's knocking on the doors of and they're empty? How about you go there and renovate one of those to actually help people?
Does that mean like if you're walking to work and you're kind of stressed out about the big meeting ahead and you don't want to sit down with the boss, so you stop at one of the huts, you have a little free time?
That's I
and
don't
go
know,
to work.
man.
I mean, a whole lot of relief. And
I don't know. It's really sad where we're at.
oh,
here.
what a relief it is.
Yeah, it's really sad where we're at here.
It is sad.
Yeah. Someone said, I love it, a nationwide march for common sense. All right. Should we leave that? Should we start prepping that now? Should we start doing that? A nationwide march for common sense? How many people would show up? I mean, is that the next Million Man March for common sense?
I would join.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't march.
Well, yeah. No, I'd push you.
Push me on the.
Yeah, I'll push you.
All right.
Yeah. We'll get your Lieutenant Dan Magic Legs. Get you out there. Yeah, like I said, we want to talk about the rise of all these different things and how ridiculous and crazy all of this is. We can. That's fine. But ultimately, it comes down to the fact that neither party has done their job. That's what it is. Neither party has done their job. Neither party has done their job because these are the type of things that are being introduced and actually being talked about. And it's really messed up. This is the Jake Underwood Show. We're going to get a check on news and traffic. We'll be back right after this.
conversations, real accountability. This is the Jake Underwood Show on AM 1420. The Answer.
Welcome into hour number 2 of the Jake Underwood Show right here. AM 1420, The Answer, 102.9 FM. We're on X, Rumble, YouTube, and TikTok. We're in there. You can hear Seth and I debating. We continued with the Charlie Bucket debate. Chris chimed in. Chris said he doesn't like Grandpa Joe. I'm okay with the Grandpa Joe. Ooh.
Anything but
Catastrophe. Such a good movie. That remake was awful. I will fight you on that. Oh,
it was
Johnny
terrible.
Depp was terrible in that. And this is millennials saying that too. So yeah, no. Gene Wilder is Willy Wonka. He forever will be. You could try to have whoever you want in there. I don't care.
Totally agree with you.
100%. That's his movie. That's who he is. But yeah, if you want to say that Grandpa Joe is the guy that you brought up the fuzzy lifting drinks. It was Grandpa Joe who told Charlie to do it. You can't be mad at the kid for listening to his grandfather. That's my point.
I understand. I totally agree with that. But in the long run, I just think he was kind of a bad actor, the kid.
Well, I think that's really the only movie that he had.
Yeah, and I mean, some of the expressions on his face.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
He looked dumb.
I didn't realize, Seth, you were such a thespian.
I am, and
I didn't. How? What are you a part of SAG?
I am actually.
Are you? Well, and what are some of your accredited films, sir?
I was stunt double for Lieutenant Dan.
Somebody texted in and says, it seems the logic behind the sex shacks is that the homeless don't have the opportunity for private sexual behavior. Therefore, the taxpayers should pay for their opportunities for sexual release. I don't have the opportunity for driving a Ferrari. Therefore, the taxpayers should buy me a Ferrari. Makes sense? Hell no, it doesn't. Your friend and brother in Christ from Liberty Valley Church, Dennis Polk. Actually, though, I don't mind that thinking. I don't have the opportunity to have $1 million in my bank account. So I think that I think Karen Bass, only LA should do this. I think LA should call me, Mayor, give me a call, Karen Basula, give me a call and just give me $1 million. I'll give you the information. Just bring it over. Seth, I'll give you some. We'll donate a bunch of it so we can write it off.
Well, I don't have the opportunity to walk. Like I think somebody should, the taxpayer should fund my.
Yeah.
Karen Bass should fund my legs.
The point of this is, we can say that about anything.
Yes.
You can say that about absolutely anything. I love that it's still playing in the background. Just here, I have a golden ticket.
We're watching the
playing.
entire movie here.
Very nice. But this is where that victim mindset, man, it can take over. And I see it, and you have those friends of yours where you could see it start to hit. You could see it start to take hold, where they want to sit there and they want to say, well, I'm not appreciated at work, or I'm not appreciated here. I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not this, I'm not that. You are what you say you are. Like if you're defeated, then you're defeated. If you play a sport and you say you're out of the game, then you're out of the game. It's all that mental. It is like that mental hurdle. You are what you say you are. And I know that sounds cliche, but if you sit there and you go, oh man, I'm so tired. And don't get me wrong, I do. There are some days I do that. Oh, dude, I'm just so exhausted. What are you? You're exhausted. But if you're ready to go, you have that motivation. You know what you're working towards. See, this is how I know. This is how I know that opportunities in this country went away. Now, hear me out here. And I'm not doing poor pity me here, but I'm just going to tell you the mindset that I believe that some of these people are in, that this is what we've gotten to, okay? Gotten to. Accent came out there. I don't know why.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. Apparently, I'm British all of a sudden. Hello. But when the reason why the victim mindset is taking over the way that it is because opportunities are gone. You didn't see this kind of mindset. Well, you did, but not at this big of a level in years past. But when you have younger people or just people in general, that their jobs are getting taken away by AI and computers and technology, and if you're a graphic designer and you're good at it, doesn't matter. People are going to use AI. If you're good at editing, doesn't matter. People are going to use AI. If you enjoyed your job as somebody who was standing there and you'd greet people and you'd scan their groceries in and you'd take the money, you loved working that cash register. Doesn't matter, because those opportunities are taken away. So people are looking at this, and excuse me if I sound like a whiner and not a winner right now, but we're going to be realistic. That's another thing. I would like to think of it as not whining and winning. Let's look at it as from takers and givers. Are you a taker or are you a giver? Are you giving? Are you able to give your time? Are you able to give that effort? Because that's going to lead to success most of the time. But with this technology stuff, the reason why we're seeing the victim mindset happen is because they're doing what they were told to do. By the way, the debt hit 40 trillion. And that's all encompassing here. Because people are doing what they've been told to do. Go to school. Yeah, you're going to have debt, but that's all right. You'll pay it back. But the people that were telling us that, they'd have maybe, I don't know, $8,000 in school debt. Not $70,000 in school debt. You know, which one is it? Is it that these people are too young and they can't make major decisions? Or now they're old enough to get into crippling debt? There's got to be a line drawn here at some point, or we have to actually prepare people for what's going to happen. We haven't been. Like that's a failure on all of the above. Because we have a majority of generations not ready for what's out there. They're wrapped up in this everything is beautiful, like that everything is beautiful in its own way. Like they believe that wholeheartedly and completely, and that's 100% of their thought. They're too concerned with taking a selfie because I have to get the right aesthetic than actually going out there and doing something. This is that instant gratification, the victim mindset. It all goes hand in hand, because if they want that instant gratification, they get it. They get the likes, the clicks, the retweets, all of it. They get all of it. But what happens when they don't? Well, then maybe I just need to give up on this. A few things didn't go right in my life. Oh, no. I thought this was going to be my career, and now it's not. Like, that's what we're seeing here. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So when we sit here and we really start to look at all of this, and the reason why I said the debt plays into this, it's because it does. Because now you have people that they're just giving up. They're giving up on stuff. Because in their heads, they're going, I did what I was told to do. So what do they not get? They don't get the job. And yeah, life's not fair. But guess what? They were brought up being told, as long as you work hard, you're going to get everything you want. They were told that. And you have to remember, when you tell kids something, for the most part, they're going to believe it. When you tell somebody growing up these things and you repeat it over and over and over and over again, they're going to believe it. So when, and I pulled up the debt stats here when we were talking to, Jim about it earlier. Yeah, roughly 75 to 80% of U.S. households have some form of debt. Only 1 in 4 households are debt-free. 42% of U.S. families, mortgage debt. 46% of U.S. households, credit card debt. About 22% of families, student loan debt. Roughly 1/3 of households have an auto loan. We're not even talking medical debt yet. So yeah, you're going to have a lot of people that they're going to look to government because, and I'm not saying that it's right. I'm trying to understand their mindset. I don't know the mindset. I know the people that I know that live that way. I try to get them out of it, but they don't know what else to do. They've done everything that they were taught to do. And it's really sad to think about because the government's taking advantage of it. This is the Jake Underwood Show. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Phil, I see you on hold there. We'll talk to you in a bit. This is Open Lines Ohio. We'll talk whatever you want whenever you call. That number is 216-901-0945. We'll be back right after this. Hey, everyone.
live and local. This is the Jake Underwood Show on AM 1420. The Answer.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I see you pointing at me. It's Elvis. So good. Little Elvis Presley for you.
Even the Greek likes Elvis.
Wow. I don't know if I like Elvis anymore. No, I'm joking. Completely joking. Let's see. What are we talking about? We're talking about debt. We're talking about victim mindset. We're talking about a lot. Education, because it's all encompassing at this point. Because we're just kind of looking at things and we're going, something ain't right here. Where does it start? Where did it start? When did it start? Let's see. And it's also Open Lines Ohio, so we'll talk whatever you want whenever you call. Let's go to Phil. Phil, you're in the air.
Thank you. I am calling because I think you hit the nail right on the head. The essence of everything, after all is said and done, all the failures in this country, all the misspent money, all of these things come down to one essential quality of the country that has fallen, and that is education.
Yeah.
When I was a hippie, when I went to college, the hippie movement was not quite, it just barely started. By my sophomore year, everybody was a hippie.
Yeah.
And everything changed. When I was going to school, the biggest tuition bill I had was $500. I went to a state school, but that's what they did. They made it economical.
Right.
And at the end of college, I think I might have owed $3,000, maybe. But what went alongside of it, which is why I say this is all the essence of everything, is that the change within the schools was enormous. Of course, the hippie movement, was a breakdown of all the ethics and normal values of things because of the war, supposedly, and so on and so forth. But when I was growing up, a teenager, someone in high school, didn't kissing was about as much as it could happen, and it was just not the ethics.
Yeah.
He didn't do that. It was evil to harm a girl that way. It was not the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And in college, the professors had an ethical standard for themselves and for students. You couldn't cheat. You couldn't if you copied someone else's thing or it was untenable.
Yeah.
And for a professor to state any politics in a classroom was absolutely abhorrent. It was not something you do. And the essence of the guidance was to overcome the follies of our nature, to go find out the absolute truth on things, to be directed towards only as perfect an answer as you could get by your research.
Right.
And now it's a joke. It's all been twisted.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Phil, well said, and thank you for the perspective on things. Leaving school with $3,000 debt, I couldn't imagine. I went to college for a bit, and then I went to the media school. I went to a trade school, and it's close to 10 times that. And it was in total, I don't know, maybe a year and a half of school for that, but. Wow, I couldn't imagine. I don't
know what the media school costs now, but when you were there, how much?
When I was there,
and that was a decade ago.
Wow, I don't like the way you said that, even though it's correct. Like 18,000.
Yeah, when I was there, and that was 3 decades ago.
Yeah,
it was $10,000.
Wow.
So, I mean, inflation.
Well, yeah, inflation, but, this is...
Also better technology.
Right, but also, I want to put something in perspective real quick. when it comes to the education stuff, like we want to know why people are so mad, and why they take the jobs that they do, and all these different things. I want to offer this. Now remember that we have generations that they can't do mental math. They can hardly read. And I'm not talking about the entire generation. You know what I mean. There are certain segments of the population that can't do mental math. They can hardly read. They can't write cursive. And you want to know why people are so mad. You wonder why why some people don't get jobs. There's a lot to say, and this goes back to the victim mindset. There's a lot that people will hold themselves back on when they know or they think they can't do something. If they don't think that they can do it because they weren't taught correctly, because they don't know how to do math, because they do give the stare, when they got to give change back, they're going to hold themselves back. And you know what? I don't blame them. I can't look at somebody if they don't know how to read or don't know how to write. If they're trying to teach them, now they can always teach themselves. But we're talking right out of high school. Could you imagine putting 12, 13 years into something? I'm including kindergarten there. 13 years into something, and you're told that you're good to go, and the moment you get out into the workforce and you have to start doing stuff, you don't know anything. You can't even read. And when you do, you struggle to do it. And I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that it's not like the coworkers are going, "You're good, buddy. Let's read it." What are they doing? Where the hell did this guy go to school? This guy's an idiot. That's what they're doing. And then they're backing out. They're going, "You know what? I'm done with this." Like it's really sad when you think about it. And that's what we're looking at. And then on top of it, a lot of them don't know how to read. A lot of them can't write cursive, or they struggle to read. They don't read at a proficient level, I'll say, because I'm sure they can read. Or they can't do math at a proficient level. So then what do? They get a bunch of debt and they go to college. And more than likely, they're going to switch up their major. They might stay longer, or they drop out. So now they got this massive piece of debt that they're not even getting the payment back, the return on investment that they put into it. You know, many people I know that went to the broadcasting school and couldn't stick in broadcasting. A lot. And I'm not saying that as a knock on them. But when you're promised all these things, and you're promised opportunities and all this different stuff, and you're looking and you're going, what are we talking about here?
I'm one of two that made it into broadcasting for my class.
In my like night class, I'm the only one.
It's crazy.
We started with 27. I'm the only one.
Yeah.
So imagine now you got almost $20,000 of debt with that. And that's not a knock on the school. I mean, there are plenty of people that will tell you, bad things about whatever school because it didn't work out the way that they wanted it to. Now, I knew go there, network, meet people, shut up, and learn. But you also had people that were 65 there, but you also had people that were 18. And those 18-year-olds, they don't know. They're not there yet. Why? Because they weren't taught the right things in school, in high school, growing up, doing that. You could say it's not the school's responsibility. Where are they at majority of the time? It was the school's responsibility a few decades ago. They assisted. What, they're not supposed to do it now? That's all I'm saying. This is the Jake Underwood Show. We're going to take a break, get a check on traffic. We'll be back right after this.
I get up in the evening and I ain't got nothing to say. I come home in the morning, I go to bed feeling the same way.
He doesn't claim to have all the answers, but he does promise to ask better questions. Back to the Jake Underwood Show on AM 1420. The Answer.
I don't like his politics, but he's still better than Michael Stanley.
I don't like your opinion.
I'm just kidding, by the way.
What?
I don't think he's better than Michael Stanley.
No, he's not. He's
But he
not.
made it bigger than Michael.
Well, yeah, because he's a sellout. You could tell. Michael Stanley wasn't a sellout.
Okay. A sellout? So you're a sellout if you want to make it better than somebody else did?
No, you're a sellout because you sit here and you do every talking point that they tell you to.
I don't like that.
The same with De Niro. Well, why do you think he still has success?
I'm saying, but his music, especially early on, is pretty good.
Yeah, as he's sitting there screaming about "Born in the USA," and you listen to the lyrics of the song, he's sitting there bashing the USA.
I know that people are dumb and they put it as their
right,
4th of July song.
Right, but what I'm saying is he's been a part of the propaganda since day one.
It's good music, though.
Why do you think they hoisted him up the way that he did?
He
sounds like he's clearing his throat.
I'm not saying that I love the guy in the politics. I'm saying that the music is all right.
During the break when I cough and I go, that would have been a hit song for Bruce Springsteen. That's my issue with this. I don't like that dude.
Apparently not. I don't either, but I like his music. Some of it.
No. I'm not reading that on air. But that's
Some people's music that I'm not a big fan of. But.
Yeah, I can think of a few also.
Yeah.
I want to bring up a point talking about education. Because once again, Seth and I, we start talking during the break and things pop in my head. Someone called in and they said, "Oh, we got to blame this president. We got to blame the government. We got to." Here's the thing: when we say stuff like that, you're going to continue to play this song. What are you doing to me?
We can actually hear that.
Oh, okay, that's funny. But here's the thing: when you sit there and you blame the government, you're gonna get people in the mindset of you can't beat them, join them. If everything's the government's fault, then that means the government controls everything. Which means what? Well, you can't do anything about it. And that's why you see some people give up. I'm not saying it's right. I'm telling you why I think some people do it. Because going back to the education system, Seth, you brought up your daughter, she's second year of college, open book tests, all this different stuff.
I don't think she could write cursive other than her name.
So when I want to know, why did schools stop teaching the why and just teaching them how to memorize? Because I knew the why. I know why 2 + 2 = 4. I know why 2 × 2 = 4. I know why 12 times 12. I know this stuff.
I mean, since middle school, she's been using a laptop at home for all her work.
Yeah.
There's no books anymore that she had to carry home in a book bag and all that kind of stuff. It's a laptop.
Which, let me ask you this. Here's another issue. See, this is what I mean with the technology stuff, man. People are just so quick to jump on it because they want to be able to say, "Oh, we don't have books anymore. We give all the students laptops." This is the problem with education. When something is written down, it's there. You open the book, it's the same as it is today. If the book was written in 1800 as it was in 1802, it's the same thing, the same premise, the same lesson. Numbers are numbers. They don't change. They don't. The value stays the value. Here's the problem, though, when we're talking about things like history, when we're talking about things like that. If they're just using laptops, I could go in and edit that. I could go in and edit that history. And when we're talking about expenses, what do you think costs more? A laptop every year for the new students coming in? Because is it a government, not government, is it a school provided laptop?
Yes.
Right. So what do you think costs more? Laptops for every student or books that you buy every 5 to 10 years? I think we know the answer to that. They don't need it. Why do they need it? Why are we trying to reinvent everything? And why is the experiment on our kids? Why? with something as important as learning and education, why are we willing to go, well, yeah, absolutely, let's do laptops. Oh, yeah, that way the kid doesn't have to carry some heavy books around. We've been carrying heavy things the entire time humans have been in existence. They have had to carry something heavy. That's just the facts of it. Whether it's the fat on their back or it's a backpack, they're carrying something heavy. But now is when we want to go, oh, well, we can't do that. Oh, geez. Oh, no, we can't do that. We gotta get them laptops. We gotta get them laptops. So then that costs money every year.
And then but it takes away from the experience of learning. I mean, I learned because I had to pull out my algebra book and I had to read it. I had to figure out the problems.
Right.
How do you learn with a laptop where everything's there for you? All the answers are already there. You can look up the answer. You don't have to figure out a problem. You don't have to figure out, you have to retain anything.
That's what's so scary to me about AI and the way that people want to use AI. Like, just, and it's not even necessarily critical thinking skills. 15 years ago, you'd go, oh, who was the guy in that movie? What was his name? The guy who was the astronaut in what? And you'd actually have to think about it.
Yeah.
And now what do?
Google.
Hey, Google, who was the person that was in that movie where they were an astronaut? You don't even think about it anymore. We're gonna lose it because we're not using it. There's certain parts of our brain that we have to use. And I know a lot of people listening, they go, well, I did that when I was a kid. But they're not doing it now.
No.
They're not. Like, we sit here, we talk about critical thinking, we talk about these different things. We're not making them do it. We think it's impressive that somebody could pull up an answer so quickly. We're not even trying to process to think about it anymore. We think it's impressive. I think it's impressive when you contact someone who's a good graphic designer and you go, hey, I got an event coming up. Hey, I have some guests coming up on the show. Can you make this graphic for me? And they go, sure thing, buddy. Let me put that together. And it takes them 45 minutes. But now, what do? We all use AI. We all use it. I usually use AI to blend. I'll be honest, I'm not the best at Photoshop. I'm decent at it. But I use it to blend. Make this look better. Blend the colors. Blend this. Make it look like it. And it does. But this is all stuff that people have to use their minds for. And we're just making it go away. We're saying that it's not a priority. You want to talk about instant gratification, and if you're against it, then stop using AI for stuff. That's instant gratification. Especially with things like flyers, photos. Do you know how many? So on my Facebook, I follow a lot of Photoshop groups because they give little like tips and tricks. Hey, if you want to do this in Photoshop, control or, press the window, type the, So I have little tips and tricks. So I know when I'm editing, putting stuff together, instead of taking the route that takes me 15 to 20 minutes, it'll take 15 to 20 seconds because there's a program, something's in there, you can do it. It's really sad to me, but I see so many of this because people are starting to think AI is real. And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. I see a lot on Facebook groups where in these Photoshop Facebook groups where what they do is they'll put a picture in there of a lost loved one. And it's not in the best shape. And they go, "Can you restore this to what it should look like?" They don't know. They don't know what that looks like. They don't know the smile. They don't know the way that person would blink, whether it's a wife, a husband, a child. They don't know. But what happens? Somebody they just put in the ChatGPT, hey, make this colorized. Hey, clean this up. And what happens? They post it and everybody goes, oh my God, it's beautiful. Oh, she was a beautiful individual. How lucky were you? And then all the comments come in. It's not real. And I don't want to sound harsh when I say that, but it's not real. Like, it's made up. That photo, though, that was really them in that moment, captured on film. AI is creating an image out of what it believes you want. It's not actually looking at the photo. It can't. AI doesn't have that technology. It scans it. It scans it and then it repurposes the image. The image. That's why you'll see some, you could tell when they're AI. Person's skinny, but they're fat, skinny. Like it doesn't get everything right. They got a big nose, their eyes look weird. You can tell. Because it's not actually taking the image and remastering it. It's redrawing it completely. And it doesn't just do that with the photos. It does that with a lot of things. It does that with history. It does that with words. It does that with books. When you ask it to summarize something, it's not pulling from the text completely. It's pulling from the text that it feels is important. So when we're talking about how students are just using laptops and they're doing all these different things, it's pulling what it feels is important, not what is actually important to the context of the moment. That's where it's always going to fail, no matter what kind of technology you have. It could be 1,000 years from now. It can be 1,000,000 years from now. It's never going to understand the context of the moment. But reading a book where somebody in that moment is writing it. I mean, could you imagine if AI was around back in the day and with Star Spangled Banner, they went, hey, AI, write this. How scary is that? It wouldn't understand the context of the moment. It's taking all emotion and everything out of it. So when we wonder why people are disconnected and they can't feel sympathy, they can't feel these things, they don't know who to blame, they can't even process a thought, just remember, they're not being taught to. When they jump to screaming at someone because of an opinion that they don't like or they may not have heard, it's that they haven't heard it. They don't know how to balance some things when people disagree with them. Now, this is not the case for everyone, but it's the case for a lot of them. It's a case for a good majority of the people that we're seeing in schools and in college that are dealing with all of this. This is the case for a lot of those people. They don't know how to process this stuff. Someone just said back before cell phones, people knew a bunch of numbers in their head, a bunch of phone numbers. Absolutely. I maybe remember 3 now. Those are the parts of the mind. You have to exercise those. Because, yeah, it might be used for storing numbers right now, but what else is it used for? And it's gone. And we keep embracing all this technology. Oh, isn't this great? Oh, my goodness. I don't have to do anything. Oh, this takes 2 seconds to put on the turnaround times. And I get it. I mean, working in media, turnaround time, it can kill us if we don't turn around quick enough. So I get that. But what is it taking away from us? What part aren't we using when we do that? This is the Jake Underwood Show. We got to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue talking about this. Open Lines Ohio, if you want to call in, 216-901-0945, or feel free to text in 866-525-0955. We'll be back right after this.
I could find a way, I'd take back those words that'll hurt you, and you'd stay.
Back live and local. This is the Jake Underwood Show on AM 1420. The Answer.
This song's going to be stuck in my head for the next week.
You're welcome.
Somebody in the chat says, you have Cher but no Tay-Tay?
It's weird here.
Yeah.
I could find some Tay-Tay.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure you can. I don't doubt that you can't find some Tay-Tay.
My daughter's a Tay-Tay fan.
Yeah. She's a Swiftie?
She is a major Swiftie.
Yeah. I don't doubt it. Yeah.
Really bothers him.
Somebody texted and said, "Hey, Google Gemini, can you please make Jake sound calm and pleasant on his show for the rest of the morning? I wonder if it'll work." Thank you, Charles. No, I mean, it's, when we start thinking about it, look, people don't know what they don't know. I was thinking about this during the break. People don't know what they don't know. When we're sitting here, we're going, well, how do they not have critical thinking skills? Well, because they don't know. They weren't taught. Like, look, if you drop an old Mustang off at my house and go, "Yep, not working. You gotta change stuff. It's spark plugs," and go through it all, I'm gonna go, somebody picking it up? No, you expect me to do it? I don't know. I don't know that because I don't know what I don't know. But we're getting mad at people because they don't know. They don't know how to do it. And then we get mad at them for not knowing how to do it. It's like with job interviews. Seth, have you ever? I don't know, because it sounds like back in the day. Like for your first, what was your first job, Seth?
First job ever?
Yeah.
Caddy
Okay.
at Acacia Country Club.
Did you when you were looking for your first job? Did you ever get turned down where they're going, "Yeah, you don't have experience"?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing to me.
How do you get a job?
Right. So for instance, the first job I ever applied for was at a video store of all things. And they go, "Yeah, you don't have any experience." And I go, "Well, yeah, but I want the job so I could get the experience." Like, "Yeah, but you don't have any." I got that. It'd be my first job, but like I'm here. I live right down the street. I want to work. I want to do this. And they're going, "Yeah, but you don't have experience." How am I gonna?
Yeah, how do you get experience?
Yeah. How am I supposed to get experience if you can't if I can't get experience? What is that? You don't know what you don't know. So when we're looking at education and we're seeing, like, man, like I'm serious. This AI stuff, like when you really start to think, they can change whatever they want. They could do whatever they want. That's some scary stuff. And we're embracing it. They're getting rid of books. They're scanning books and they're cutting the spine off of books, scanning each page and going, "All right, we're good."
I mean, you can literally there's one AI site that has 50 celebrities you can choose from to make them say whatever you want them to say. I mean, they could make Donald Trump sound like you or Donald Trump.
Right.
Saying, "I want a world war."
Right. And deep fake.
And people will believe it.
Oh, yeah. Deep fake has been around for a long time. It's just becoming easier to do. That's the risk with it. That's the risk. That's the scariest part of all of this. Is we don't even know what's to come. And we're just handing over the keys. We handed over the keys to the education system, to something that we don't know what it's going to look like in 10 years. Like, really think about that. We got rid of books. How do you get rid of books? Has history taught us nothing? That's the first step to things going really bad, is getting rid of books. People burning books, or, I don't know, AI chopping them up to scan them. That's when things start to go bad, is when the books go bye-bye. Even the books that the books that you agree with and the books you disagree with, they have the right to be there. That's the critical thinking. But we encourage echo chambers and all this different stuff. Like we're getting rid of the critical thinking. That's the scary part. Let's see. Let's go to Robert. Robert is in Strongsville. Robert, you're in the air.
Yeah, well, you can't change the future. It's just going to happen, so relax. Anyway, hey, God's in control eventually. Anyway, You're a hippie, and I can prove it.
Oh, don't you dare.
I will.
Okay.
First of all, let's go with automobiles. What was the hippie car? The Volkswagen. Did you know you could start it with a lawnmower cord?
I didn't. No.
Yep, you could do that. And they had an aftermarket assembly where you could use toilet paper rolls for the oil filter.
I did know that. I did know that.
Number 2, a darling of the counterculture instead of hippies. Let's use that term, counterculture. Artie Lang, psychiatrist, he opposed pharmaceuticals for people who had mental illnesses.
Well, yeah.
You're in line with that.
Yeah, no, I am.
Number three, military-industrial complex. We don't need to talk about that.
No.
Check. Number 4, agricultural-industrial complex. Check. You said you want to fix things locally, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's a slogan from the counterculture. Think globally, act locally.
Yeah.
Number 6, psychedelics. Joe Rogan finally got Trump to sign a bill where they can look at psychedelics.
Yeah.
I think Bobby Kennedy might have had something to do with that. I want some of the mushrooms he do.
Yeah, no, he did. Yeah, no, he had something to do with that.
Okay. Number 7, you guys on the right don't like the legacy media, right? So what did we have in the 60s? In general, we're generalizing here, guys.
Yeah.
In general, what did we have in the 60s? Underground press. I couldn't wait for the next issue of, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
The Buddhist third-class junk mail oracle. That was the hippie newspaper here in Cleveland back in the 60s.
Okay.
All right, self-sufficiency, number 8. Have you ever seen copies of the Whole Earth catalog?
I have, yes.
That's how to do things.
Yep.
And not hire somebody who's going to gouge you.
Right.
Number 9, civics. We were told to carry copies of the Constitution in our back pocket.
Yeah.
Number 10.
Yeah.
You guys don't like government surveillance. Shall we talk flock cameras?
Oh, no, listen, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm hearing you here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 11, religion. The hippie said, forget the organized religion. Go back to what these original teachers, the masters, were saying. Read the word.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to the intermediary between you and God. So there's 11 reasons why you're a hippie, Jake.
Robert, I have to think. I have to think things over. Thank you for the call and have a good weekend. I don't know what to make of that. He made some good points. I will say, maybe I don't know. Seth, do you think I'm a hippie?
I do not. All that the hair is getting kind of long.
Yeah. It looks good though, right?
Coming from a guy that used to have long hair.
Yeah, no, you had long hair.
It looks good. Yeah,
all right.
But no, I don't think that he made a ton of sense with all that.
Well, no, I mean some of the points he was making though. I mean, back in the day, that was like the hippies. Yeah, no, those were the things that they stood for, and I think both sides have just gotten away from it. I think that's the problem. There's no balance. Like both sides want war. It just depends on where the war is. You know, and the thing is, when I hear war and all these different things that's being spoken about, all I hear is cha-ching, 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 and I see inflation go up, 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 up. So that's what worries me. Jim, TJ, I see you're on hold. We have to take a break. We'll get to you when we get back. This is the Jake Underwood Show.
This isn't Twitter or X or whatever it is these days. This is live, local radio, where facts matter, opinions are welcome, and politicians don't get a free pass. This is the Jake Underwood Show on AM 1420. The Answer.
Welcome into the final hour of the Jake Underwood Show on this Open Lines Ohio. We're talking whatever you want, whenever you call. This is, the Jake Underwood Show. We're on X, Rumble, YouTube, TikTok. Just search the Jake Underwood Show. And, of course, right here on AM 1420, The Answer on 102.9 FM. I am Jake Underwood. The man behind the glass is one Mr. Seth Williams. Good morning, Seth.
Good morning.
How's it going back there?
It is A-OK.
A-OK, you say?
I'm chewing on some sour mints.
And how's that working out for you?
Actually, very good. They were Aldi brand, which is unusual for me, but tasty.
Which is, did you say unusual?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I usually go to the gas station to pick up my mints.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's see. We do have some phone calls to get to. Let's get to Jim in Brunswick. Jim, you're in the air.
Hey, good morning, Jake.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me on the air.
Yeah.
I'm just circling back regarding, the quality of education and younger generation's outlook on, the presence and the present and the future.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I think parents need to take a hard look at themselves and see, how they're culpable in this. You need to spend time with your kids. You need to read to them. You need to make sure that they understand that, pursue your goals, but sometimes failures are part of life.
Right.
And you need to, pick yourself up and brush yourself off. And a lot of times I think, as parents, and this, by the way, is coming from a parent who I would tell you constantly I'm reevaluating myself and making sure that, I guess beating myself up and thinking that there are times when I've not been the best parent. So,
right.
But I think we all need to take a step back and say, hey, we need to do a better job. And, and we can't just hand our kids a cell phone or a tablet and say, that's going to babysit you. And I got more important things to do. If you're going to have your kids, you got to spend time with them. You got to make them feel valued, but you got to also instill in them that, sometimes you can put forth your best effort, you fall short, but you got to pick yourself back up and keep going.
Yeah, no,
I don't think we're doing a good job of that.
Yeah, Jim, no, that's really well said, Jim, and thank you for the call. I think that's well said. I had a buddy of mine, and we used to make fun of him for it years ago, but it makes a lot of sense now. FAIL stands for first attempt in learning, and it makes a lot of sense. People are real scared because with social media and stuff. I think that people are real scared on the judgment of things. If they fail at something, they're going to be judged for it. So you have a lot of people that are scared to take a chance on themselves and just try something new or to maybe be uncomfortable. I know a lot of people that are like that, and I see good, talented people that are scared to take a chance on themselves. Now, see, I was kind of encouraged growing up to kind of like take the chances and do some stuff like that. But it wasn't, it's not like my parents were like, go out there, take chances, make mistakes. Like, it was nothing like that. But, it was still that like, hey, you got to follow your gut. If you think something's the right thing to do, if you think you need to do it, go do it.
The problem is being a parent,
mm-hmm.
There is no guidebook to follow and
Correct.
to make the right decisions all the time. So
Yeah.
you're always looking back on maybe I should have done this different, maybe I should have done that different.
Yeah.
My daughter, perfect example, great kid. She's a wonderful person.
Yeah.
Loves people, loves everything.
Yep.
We took her to Trump rallies. We took her to, stuff that we thought were our values and
Right.
and what we, want her to believe in.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, she's her own person.
Correct.
And, she ended up going to like a No Kings rally because her roommate wanted her to go with her. And so they went. She doesn't like any president. She doesn't like Barack Obama. She doesn't like Donald Trump. And so eventually she's going to have to figure out her own path in life.
Right.
Which I can only encourage her to do.
Well, but the fact that
I can't guide her any way.
Yeah.
She's going to make her own decision.
Right. But I think the fact that you took it upon yourself to like actually, all right, what are we doing right? What can we do here? How can we improve? Like you've done that. I think that's what Jim was referring to.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's always second guessing.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, and there's second guessing with anything. Real quick, somebody texted from the 330 and said, in December, I will have 7.5 vacation days left. in November, I have 5 vacation days plus 3 hours. I don't know if that was meant to come to us, but hey, good job, buddy. Look at you. You take some time off. That's what that means.
I have 0 sick days.
Yeah, I have none. I don't think I get any, which is fine. That's fine by me. But yeah, no, it's and that's just it. Just because, you know, you're taking a moment to look back and just, all right, you know, that self-reflection, you know, don't be scared to, you know, take a step back and like assess things. I mean, how are you going to get better? You know, if you're not measuring things as you're building something and double checking those measurements, something's probably going to be wrong. So yeah, don't hesitate to like double check things, or, you know, actually like sit there and consider something. Yeah, no, that's what we're supposed to do as humans. Real quick, somebody in the TikTok, they just said their merch was ordered, so they got one of the Get the Flock Out of Here shirts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, JakeUnderwoodShow.shop if you want to get a Get the Flock Out of Here shirts. Those are actually going pretty quick. A lot of people are buying those, so they seem to like those. Let's see here. Let's go to TJ. TJ, you're in the air.
Yeah, you know, Jake, before I make my point, I got to respond to Robert the hippie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my recollection of the hippies were these privileged, snot-nosed punks that had the answers to everything, you know, as teenagers. And, you know, the thing that bugged me the most, I could see them protesting the Vietnam War because they themselves didn't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And just to make that point, I remember when they asked Dick Cheney about the Iraq War, how come you don't see these college kids protesting it? He says, well, we're not drafting their little butts anymore, so they don't care. But the thing that bugged me is how they dishonored and disrespected the soldiers fighting that war.
Yeah.
When we come home, the biggest one bugged me was the baby killer crap. And then I watched these hippies as they moved on in life, and they had no problems murdering millions of innocent babies in the womb. Who was the baby killer, Robert? You know, that's all I'd like to say. Now, the one point I'd like to bring up about affordability, affordability has always been tough. You know, my first car I bought was a 1970 Olds 442. I spent almost $5,000 for this car. Now, by today's standards, that car would cost $60,000.
Yeah.
Okay? And I didn't have power windows. I didn't have power seats. I didn't have computers. All I had was a muscle engine. And then that's when the insurance companies went after the muscle cars, jacked my insurance up to $900 a year. Now, by today's standard, Jake, that's paying $11,000 or $12,000 a year for car insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So affordability wasn't that easy back then. We bought our house in '79, and both me and my wife had good jobs. We just couldn't manage to save up a down payment to buy the house. And if it wasn't for my GI Bill, we probably never would have bought a house. So, you know, people look back and say things were so much better. No, they were tough back then. Believe me, they were really tough back then.
Did credit, when buying your house, did credit score play into it at all?
Well, because of the GI Bill, it was a lot easier because, you know, the government backed your loan. You know, you didn't need a down payment, and they backed your loan. But, of course, you have to have a job and, you know,
right.
I guess halfway decent credit rating. And back then, you didn't have, like, credit cards or anything. You know, if you paid your rent and stuff and you paid your car loans and stuff, you know, you had good credit rating.
Right.
But I'm saying, and I can see the problem worse today because the biggest problem is salaries haven't come anywhere near staying up with inflation. Because, you know, when I bought that car, I was making $5 an hour, which was pretty good, believe it or not. Back in 1970, that was considered almost top pay. But then, like I said, the car was $5,000. And by today's standards, you know, if I had all the stuff these cars had on it now with air conditioning and power this and that, that car would have cost me $80,000.
Yeah, TJ, that's why, and I'm sure you heard me say it before, I want them to bring back just a Ford Ranger. Just basic car. I don't need the power windows. If you want, maybe put a Bluetooth player in there. That's fine. Put a cassette player. I don't care. Just make it the most basic car. That's all we need.
You know, I agree with you, Jake, until I seen one real incident. One of the ladies at church had, I think it might have been a Toyota, and I didn't even think they made cars like this anymore. She had a stick shift on the column, no stereo, no power windows, no power seats, very affordable. But guess what? Nobody was buying them. That's the only person I knew that bought a car like that.
Yeah. And TJ, we got some other people calling in. Thank you for the call. and have a great weekend. We're going to take a break real quick. Hank, I see you on hold there. We're going to get to you as soon as we get back. It's Open Lines Ohio. We're talking whatever you want, whenever you call. And real quick, I just want to make sure I say this. I know TJ, Robert like to go at each other. Don't do that. Robert made some good points. I'm still thinking about it also. But yeah, we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Live and local. This is the Jake Underwood Show on AM 1420. The Answer.
You're quick with it today.
Good, huh?
Was that in the system?
I got it.
Wow. We're gonna have a good time. Hey, hey, hey! Yeah, I during the break, I was reminiscing about the Kenan Thompson, who was on Nickelodeon in the '90s as a kid. Now he's on SNL. He was in a Fat Albert movie, where it's they get sucked out of the TV to help the girl that was watching. And
I vaguely remember. I didn't watch the entire thing, but I saw parts of it.
Bill Cosby's in it too, which is probably why it's gone away now. Because I didn't. Well, I didn't remember Bill Cosby until I just heard him talking there. And
it's so sad because the Cosby Show was so great.
Well, you see, Rudy. No, it was great. It
was a great show.
Kids say the darndest things.
Yeah,
it was awesome. I'm going to read this text real quick, and then we're gonna get to some calls. It's from the 216. It says, just dropped youngest son off at college. Terrific person, but sitting here in an empty house questioning parenting decisions, even though all my kids turned out great. It's tough when they leave. Spend all the time you can with them when they are young. That's from the 216. And thank you for sharing that. And I wish your son the best of luck at college. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, you listen to this program, so I'm sure you did a fantastic job. That's how that works. Let's see. Let's go to Hank. Hank, you're in the air.
Hey, Jake, real quick on Cosby. I don't know if it was a rumor or not that he bought the rights to all the Little Rascals and pulled them off the air because he says it was racist.
Really?
And he gets caught up. I remember hearing that years ago. I don't know if it was actually true. That's why you can't find the Little Rascals anywhere. I want to talk about you were talking about the airport and the air show and all that.
Yes.
I just want to say I went to the air show last year, and it's very expensive to get in there. You think that's the only moneymaker the city got. You think they would cut the grass down there. That grass was so high. It was like sitting in the middle of a field to watch planes. It was like ridiculous.
Really? Okay.
No sense. Yeah. See, like this year, if anyone goes to say, because I would never go back down there. It's like you're down there getting eaten up by bugs, and who knows, maybe Lyme disease down there, you know?
Right.
So that's all I got to say.
No, Hank, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to have to keep an eye on the grass. Hank, thank you. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's go to Phil. Phil, you're in the air.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. I had to respond. TJ was on the money, and you got that guy who, the hippie guy,
yes,
called in. The essence of that whole era was that everyone was so upset about this crazy war in Vietnam that was not very well run and wasn't very clear, and there's a lot of all kinds of things that were going on, and people didn't want to die about it. So who could organize all this? The college campus and all that. Who was geared for that? Well, it turns out it was the Marxists. So when you go to a rally, it was really a Marxist-run rally. If you went to have you protested, you were surrounded by Marxists, and they were giving the direction to things. And sometimes that was okay. Sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes you identified with them. Sometimes you said, I don't want to be with these guys. But what happened was there was a huge attempt through that to tear things down and say, that was no good, let's rebuild it. Well, when it came to education, they took off. They really got embedded. And they did the things that we're looking at now are Marxist. This is a socialist system. This isn't democracy. This wasn't government. Government was just the failures of government, where government becomes too large and too oversized and no control, and it becomes handled in a Marxist way. And that's kind of what happened. Unfortunately, a lot of things that were torn down were never rebuilt in a positive way. Some of things were, but that whole movement was about nothing's any good. Let's tear it all out. And that had to do with ethics. It had to do everything. And sometimes it was rebuilt in a positive way, and most of the time it was not.
Phil, let me ask you. Let me ask you real quick, because you're talking about on the college campuses and everything, and it was Marxist. How many of those students do you think that were going to these rallies and were a part of the movement? How many of them do you think actually understood that it was Marxism?
About 5%.
Yeah. Yeah, see that's what I think also. Yeah.
When I went to a rally, I'd want to speak at a rally, and there'd be a long, big, all these people there, and I wanted to say something, and I have my hand up, and they went around the room, and and every rally it was the same people speaking that got to speak, and I got to realize I would sit in the student union, and there was a big cafeteria there, and in would come the head Marxist with his girlfriend, with their entourage, and they would come into the cafeteria, and they would take a bunch of chairs, and they all would gather them together so that the head Marxist could sit down with his girlfriend, and they'd gather all around together.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
That was, yeah.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Well, Phil, thank you. Yeah, thank you for the context. Thank you for the call. We have some texts here, real quick. Somebody said yes. Bill Cosby purchased the television rights to many of the syndicated Little Rascals R Gang shorts in the early 70s. What?
No, it's an urban legend.
That's an urban legend?
So somebody called and said that he bought Amos and Andy too. No, he did not.
No?
CBS just stopped putting them on because of groups, civil rights groups that were protesting and angry
For the
about
Little
it.
Rascals?
But yes, it is an urban legend according to everything that I've read in the past 5 minutes.
Look, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I grew up on the Little Rascals. Chubsy Ubsy, Spanky, Alfalfa, the Love Bug Will Get You song. I know that they sing it at Club Spanky. That's
the legend.
Okay.
A rumor spread in the 80s and 90s that Cosby and separately similar humor regarding the Little Rascals have been bought up the rights to lock them away and prevent anyone from seeing them. That is false.
Interesting.
In reality, Cosby had no financial or legal ownership stake in the series. It was kept out of circulation due to decision legal enforcement by CBS.
So what you're saying is Bill Cosby took the blame. You see.
Took the blame for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's true. A text from the 330, it says, Jake, a couple of things. Number one, tell your caller, TJ, hoorah. 2, myself, my wife, and my daughter are all Army veterans. My son has decided my son has decided he has to one-up us by joining the Marines. He leaves for the first week of September. We are both extremely nervous and extremely proud. I like to tell my son Ryan, Semper Fi, and go get him, Devil Dog. Yeah, that's cool. Ryan, enjoy it. Stay safe. Come home safe. But absolutely, we're praying for you. And I mean, that's incredible. A whole family of veterans. How about that? The son had to one-up him, though. That's pretty funny. That's very funny. Ryan, best of luck. Best of luck, and just make sure you don't get yelled at. You don't want to have to do extra laps or run around or carry heavy stuff that you already don't have to do. But that's really cool. Well, I'm glad the Bill Cosby thing was cleared up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhat, yeah.
I mean, you were quick to defend Bill Cosby there. Just saying.
I like a show. I don't know
Yeah.
what you want from me.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I remember as a kid watching kids say the darndest things, and his reactions would crack me up.
Did you ever watch the Cosby Show?
Oh, no, absolutely I did. Yeah,
early Cosby Show was great. Later Cosby Show.
Later Cosby wasn't great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I always liked him with the cigar and the Rudy and the pudding and the whole thing there. Yeah.
I saw him live at the Front Row Theater.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. We got to take a break. We're going to get a check on traffic. We'll hear about that when we come back. This is the Jake Underwood Show.
faith meets the front page. The Jake Underwood Show continues on AM 1420. The Answer.
Now this is music.
Yes, it is. It's technically music.
And you can understand the words.
Highlighting Blossom Music Center. Every time.
And Milwaukee. They like him in Milwaukee.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, if Bruce Springsteen sang this would be, he that love you, let them love you. Love you, love you. Tell them about it.
Actually, I liked Michael Stanley.
I was working in a factory in New Jersey and I was in love, but I couldn't tell about it none and it was burning. There you go.
I didn't care for him as a DJ, per se.
Wow. Really?
Oh, we were up against him. He was my competition, if you will.
Well, you weren't beating Michael Stanley.
Oh, yeah, we beat Michael.
No, you didn't. No.
Yeah.
Who did?
Triv did.
Oh, yeah, Triv did.
I was part of that show, was I not? Yeah.
I guess it depends on who you ask.
Okay.
Somebody wants to know if you played the saxophone in the Michael Stanley band, since we found out yesterday that you
Absolutely.
are... Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. So this is you.
The beginning part was definitely me.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty good.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, I got a Ride to Blossom by my mom, and
Yeah?
I played the hell out of that song.
Very good.
Thanks.
That's incredible.
Right?
The craziest part is there might be people who actually believe that right now. That's the crazier part. Oh, my goodness.
There I am again. Oh, that's a guitar.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not a saxophone.
No, that wasn't me.
No.
Forgot my part.
No. All right. It happens, man. It's been a little bit.
It has been a little bit.
Yeah, those bright lights, they could be blinding.
Yeah, a little bit.
Let's get back to the phone lines. It is Open Lines Ohio. We talk whatever you want, whenever you call. Let's go to Matthew. Matthew, you're in the air.
Hi, Jake.
Hello.
Yeah, good show as usual.
Thank you.
I heard a good analysis by Victor Davis Hanson vis-a-vis Iran.
Mm-hmm.
He said, it took 46 years, but we had a policy of containment with the Soviet Union. Christmas Day of '91, they collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
And his point was between economic pressure, which is going on now,
Right.
and containing them by keeping laser focused with our satellites on what's going on with their nuclear program. And once they show an advancement in the program, then you bomb the what out of them. And if we have to bomb them every year and a half, every 3 years, then that's the policy. And I thought it made sense, frankly.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, no, I hadn't thought of it in that context, but no, that does make a lot of sense. Matthew, thank you for the call and have an incredible weekend, and thank you for listening. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. It's clicking. The wheels are turning. Okay, all right. Yeah, see, I hadn't thought of it like that. You're looking at contain. Yeah, okay, all right. Let me think about that over the weekend, and we'll dive into that next week, because that makes a lot of sense, and I'm gonna have to look. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you, Matthew. Let's go to Lisa Woods. Good morning, Lisa Woods.
Good morning. I just got in town last night. I've been out of town for a little over a week, so it's good to be back and
Very
good to
good.
hear you on the radio.
Well, thank you. Good. Always good talking to you.
Thank you. So tomorrow we do have a McVan meeting, and Claire Lopez, and you haven't met Claire yet, have you?
I don't believe so.
Okay. She's a longtime favorite at McVan. She will be talking. She's an expert on international and domestic security threats.
Okay.
And so tomorrow, yeah. So she's been coming, to McVan. Oh gosh, probably over 10 years now, and is one of our favorites. And so she'll be providing an update on the war with Iran and discuss how the red-green axis is infiltrating our country's institutions and down to the local levels. And sometimes she's able to name names and show us where some of this stuff is coming from that we did not know. And
right.
Like I say, even at the local level. So very interesting. She's easy to listen to, easy to understand. and loves to spend time with us. So
Very cool. And that's tomorrow at the Thirsty Cowboy there in Medina, starting at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, 9 to 10:30. Anyone that hasn't been out, please come out. You will be glad you did. You'll be energized by the other people that think similarly, and the information. You'll walk away knowing more than when you came in. So,
yeah,
and the networking is great.
Right.
The networking is great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Lisa, thank you for the call. I'm glad you're back in town, and glad you had a good trip.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be back, and it's kind of intense for people that are flying. Those airlines can be a mess. I spent over 24 hours at the airport because of delayed and canceled flights.
Wow,
it was pretty hectic, and I was flying because there was a death in the family and a funeral, and I was going to babysit my granddaughter. So it wasn't all great, but a lot of it was great because I got to spend some one-on-one time, and so it is good to be back. And now I got a bunch of grass to cut.
Well, so tomorrow, Thirsty Cowboy, 9 a.m. Make sure you're there for Claire Lopez. We'll find out hear some of the behind the scenes and some of the information you might not be hearing in the mainstream media. Lisa, thank you for the call.
She is very good,
Thank
very
you.
interesting.
Sorry.
Claire is very good,
Yes.
very interesting.
Yeah, no, I've heard good things. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I've met her. I may have, but yeah, no, I've always heard good things.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've heard her before. But yeah, so that's tomorrow, Thirsty Cowboy, 9 a.m. for McFan. So how about that? What was that call about? Somebody complaining?
No, it said that you could find the Little Rascals on podcast.
Well, yeah. Listen, if you're looking for the Little Rascals, all right, seriously, go on YouTube. I watch them all the time on YouTube. They have, and I'm not exaggerating here, literally 12 hours straight of Our Gang. They have Honeymooners. They got the Three Stooges. They have Curly and Shemp. They have all of them on there. Just look them up on YouTube. You can watch just marathons of it. I'll put it on in the background. And I watched Little Rascals like crazy. When I was a kid, I had a buckwheat shirt. How about that? What's going on?
Dude, you talk about this beef tallow all the time.
Yeah.
I just saw somebody on a griddle.
Yeah.
Using beef tallow and making pancakes.
Yeah.
With beef tallow.
Yeah. Beef tallow. It's like,
No.
you use beef tallow the same way you would butter or like vegetable oil.
But it doesn't have a beef tinged
Not
flavor to
necessarily.
it?
No, not necessarily. No, if you get a grass-fed beef tallow, it's not going to taste like anything. I like the Wagyu because it has that little hint.
I don't know. It didn't say what kind of.
Yeah,
beef tallow.
it might. It just. I mean, some of them have that smoky flavor. Some of them don't.
It's like a scoop of beef tallow and it started making pancakes.
Okay. Yeah.
That seems odd to me.
It sounds delicious to me. What do you mean that
Pancakes
seems odd?
not delicious.
No. It's the beef tallow.
No.
Yes. It's delicious. Your house then smells like wonderful, wonderful things. That's how that works.
I love having a TV in here. There's so much to watch.
I'm just gonna have to sneak over to your house and like make you beef tallow something.
I want beef tallow.
I want beef tallow. Give me the beef.
Give me the beef tallow.
Give me the beef tallow. Yeah, no, it's good when you make it. Like I said, when you make eggs with it, it tastes like it like goes into the eggs. Let's see. Bozo chimed in on that song. He said, "Great song." That's what he said there. Somebody. Oh, yeah, we're gonna have to. Are you familiar with the Lindsay Clancy stuff?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know it completely.
I haven't been. I mean, I'm following as much as I can see.
Yeah, somebody just texted in and said there are people rallying behind Lindsay Clancy, the mom that killed her 3 kids. I don't know that that's the case for sure, though. I know that there's a trial ongoing,
and there's people in her favor.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen that. I don't know the details of it. I'd have to look at it over the weekend, and we could talk about it.
Well, a lot of it has to do with her. She had apparently a psychotic episode after having so many medications and blah, blah, blah. And postpartum depression and stuff like that. And then killed her 3 kids.
Yeah, literally the only thing that I've heard of this, and this is why I just haven't had the time to like dive into it all, because some people were posting about it, and I'm like, what is this? And they're like, they're gonna say that she tried to do, but it was really this person and this person, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, okay, so we're going full Candace, okay, all right, well let me look at the facts here, and then I can speak on this because I don't know anything about it.
I think I don't know if there's a question about her being the one who did it,
Oh, no.
what
There's
caused
questions
her-
about her being the one who did it.
What caused her to do it?
No, I'm hearing people say it was the husband, it was the grandma, it was the aunt. It was it was everybody but her. And I don't know the details on it, so I don't want to say one thing or the other, but I thought I read somewhere that she admitted to doing it.
Well, she's kind of cute, and so she'll most likely get away with it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. All right.
She's the next, what was the one in Florida?
Casey Anthony.
Casey Anthony.
Yes. This is the Jake Underwood Show. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's still Open Lines Ohio, so we'll talk whatever you want whenever you call. But the Browns are playing tomorrow. Hut, hike. Shedeur Sanders gets the start.
Win number 1 happens tomorrow.
Preseason game number 2. We're going to break it down for you, where you can watch it, what time it starts. It's in town. So I don't know, if you're not doing anything tomorrow, go see the Browns. We'll talk about that, give you the details on what to expect tomorrow when we return. This is the Jake Underwood Show.
Underwood Show continues on AM 1420. The Answer.
Little Stevie Wonder for you.
See?
How about that?
I feel like this is the
I was doing my Stevie Wonder impersonation. If you know, you know. Welcome back to the final segment on this Open Lines Ohio of the Jake Underwood Show. I am Jake Underwood, the man behind the glass, spinning the tunes for you. Hey, now is one Mr. Seth Williams. Hello, Seth.
Playing the sax, too, for every song that comes around.
Yeah, you played the saxophone on that one, too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yep.
No way. How was it working with Stevie?
Tough for him to see what was going on.
Yeah.
He was very, nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And any stories?
Well, he tried to tell me how to play.
Oh.
It didn't work out well.
Oh, okay. You were like,
see the fingers.
Yeah, no, you were like, how about you stick to the piano?
Yeah, stick to the piano there.
Yeah,
right.
no, that's what I figured. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I got my talent, you got yours.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Tried to braid my hair once, didn't turn out
He
well.
tried to braid your hair?
Yeah, like to look like his.
Yeah, did you had long hair back then?
Yeah, it
yeah.
didn't work.
Oh, okay.
Not really well.
Wow. I had no idea that you were just playing the saxophone on all these songs.
I was actually in Motown doing that.
Is that how you got into SAG? You said
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stevie, good guy. I call him Steve.
Oh wow, you're like that.
We were like that.
Yeah. Wow. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I've known you for almost a decade. I didn't know this.
Learn something new every day.
Wow. Yeah, you got to write that book.
Book writes itself.
No, you want to know what's crazy? Because you said that,
Yeah.
AI might think that's real.
We're gonna look up Seth.
Isn't it crazy? Like,
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, if somebody looks you up, it might say Seth is also dabbled into blah 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 blah, and so it's going to pick it up in some algorithm somewhere and say that that's what you were doing. All right, let's preview the Browns because Browns they play tomorrow. Oh, hold on, let's get caught up on text messages real quick. Somebody said Stevie can see. Somebody said, oh boy. Someone says that they will be moving to L.A. in January because it sounds like paradise. If you don't know, they're having homeless sex shacks put all over the city and little tiny homes. And then, someone said that, hey, Seth, they make popcorn at the movies with beef tallow. How about that? Movies. All right. That was okay. You did that there. Let's see. From the 740, what do you think of Avake's data center plan for Ohio? I think it's a step in the right direction. It's nowhere near what I thought it would be. Yeah, we're gonna break down both Amy Acton and Vivek's plans probably next week, honestly. But yeah, no, it's not a bad plan. Now, I mean, me personally, I'd be like, on all of it, just because I think future repercussions of the AI data centers, it is not worth it. The juice is not worth the squeeze, if you will. That's kind of how I'm feeling about that. But
the Shadur, however, is worth the squeeze.
Wow. Someone also said we need to edit the Wikipedia pages to add that Seth was playing the saxophone there on those songs. Talking Browns?
If you want.
All right, we're talking Browns. So, yeah, the Browns play the Bills tomorrow. The kickoff is at 1 o'clock, 12 noon Central, and that's happening in Cleveland. You can watch that on WEWS News 5.
Saturday at 1?
Saturday at 1. They're just getting us used to 1 o'clock starts because this team's not going to win more than 4 games. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, maybe 6. Hate to be the bearer of bad news.
All right, there's going to be a lot of flex because when the Browns are like 11 and...
The Browns are not going to be 11 and...
11 and 4. They're
No.
going to do some flex time. They're going to be prime time.
Maybe
games.
over the next 3 seasons they'll win 11 games. Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
No faith in this team.
No, none. No,
They whooped on the Bills yesterday.
In practice. In practice. What does that mean? What does that mean they whooped on the Bills? What does that mean?
It means that they're going to show them even more come Saturday.
Lord have mercy. First-time head coach Todd Monken. This is going to be his first home game. Make sure we give him a warm Cleveland welcome. And he's going up against Joe Brady, who's also entering his first season as a head coach. If you remember, Brian Daboll was the coach for the Bills. They got rid of him. They gave him the boot. A lot of offseason.
He wasn't the coach. Brian Daboll is the coach for the Giants.
Oh, that's right. No, Sean McDermott.
Yes.
I apologize. Brian Daboll was the offensive coordinator for the Bills a few years ago. And then he became the coach of the Giants, and that's my autism. There it is. You see it. It's all connected. But yeah, so the Bills made some upgrades over the offseason, as did the Browns. But what?
Upgrades?
For
The
who?
only upgrade was their stadium. Good for them.
They got Bradley Chubb, who's a pretty good edge rusher. They signed 2 cornerbacks. They have a pretty good backup. And you ready for this one? It's going to be, you got to dig deep for Cleveland Browns knowledge here. Austin Corbett.
Nice.
Was signed. He is their starting center. And then the Browns are going to do Browns things. Look, I just hope Shedeur Sanders doesn't overthrow a guy. Can we get that? Can we just get that you throw the ball to the receiver?
Josh Allen's overrated.
Josh Allen is not overrated.
Oh, completely overrated.
Not at all. Not at all, actually.
Shedeur's going to outplay that guy tomorrow.
Well, yeah, because Josh Allen might not play tomorrow.
Too scared to play the Browns?
No, too scared to get an injury because the Browns don't know what they're doing. I'm shocked they let the guy practice against the Browns. I wouldn't have had Josh Allen go on the team plane. Would have told me
Shedeur had
you
2
hang out.
touchdowns yesterday during the practice.
It was practice. They probably started at the 1-yard line. I would hope Shedeur has 2 touchdowns from the 1-yard line.
Tomorrow's win number 1.
It's going to be crazy when Seth is chanting for Archie Manning come mid-October. It's going to be like, I think that Archie Manning, he'd look pretty good in orange and brown. And then you're going to hear all the rumors of, well, the Haslam's are close to the Mannings because of the Tennessee connection. Get ready. Just telling you now. Somebody in the TikTok says the Browns is the Browns. Yeah, they are.
Go Browns.
Go Browns, as a very wise person once said. Oh, boy. Well, have an incredible weekend, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Actually, though, go Browns. Hopefully they look good. That'd be nice, huh? So we don't have to deal with that on Monday. But yeah, have an incredible weekend. We're going to break down some of the stuff going on. They asked about the AI data center stuff. Yeah, we're gonna compare and contrast the two of the plans for both Amy Acton and Vivek. John, I saw you on hold there. I apologize we couldn't get to you. We were running out of time. Tell someone about Jesus today. Thank you for letting us into your car, your home, at work with you. You're halfway through the day. Go get some lunch. We'll see you Monday.